Hello friends, my name is Molly. Thank you so much for joining me for this video. And today I'm going to be sharing 15 things that you can let go of to simplify your life. Whether you're feeling overwhelmed or just in general looking to create more space and peace in your life, these are the things that I feel like you could do without. And by letting go of those things, mindsets, habits, you're creating more space for the things that are actually important to you. Let's get into it. Chronic shopping. I used to shop for fun. This was something exciting, and it became a habit of looking for things, of wanting things, spending my time hunting for things. Unfortunately, the time that we live in, the advertisements and flood of trends and what you need is being imposed on all of us, and I feel like it requires a very active effort to withstand that. When I was doing my No Buy Year challenge last year, I really felt the difference when I finally stopped shopping. It was so much peace and actual satisfaction with what I already have. Removing a compulsive shopping habit from my life has brought me so much space, peace, and simplicity that I cannot unsee it now. So if you feel like you are therapizing yourself with shopping, this could be something to look into. I have a video on my No Buy Year and it has been so transformative, to say the least. Going to the gym. When I started adulting, I thought the gym is the only option for keeping fit. But when I took a break, I discovered home exercise. And that has changed my relationship with fitness entirely. I felt the need to go to the gym because that was the path to being fit. However, I became much more fit, finding a way I had fun and overall a way that resonated with me on a deeper level. When I let go of the gym, that was the path to actually enjoying physical activity and becoming strong. There's so many ways you can stay fit. It could be swimming, it could be boxing, it could be running. For me, it's yoga. Have fun exploring and seeing what your body enjoys the most. I'm gonna take you on a walk for this next one. Oh geez, she's eating snow. Oh no, that's a piece of stick. Anyway, that's part of her diet, don't worry. Mandatory gift giving. I know gift giving is a love language. It is a beautiful opportunity to show people how much you know them, how much you love them. I love gift giving. However, I do not always have space for it. And what has added so much more space and breathing room to my life is reducing my expectations with gifts. With close people in my life, we do not give each other gifts for every occasion unless we want to. And with the family, we try to do white elephant concept or secret Santa concept where you only give one gift to one person, and that is much less intense than finding something for every member of the family. Actively eliminating the burden of gift giving has made the biggest difference in my load and just simplified my life immensely. And it goes both ways. Sometimes I don't feel like receiving any gifts. I've been on the path of embracing more of a minimalistic lifestyle, and that is something that does not always welcome unnecessary things. Just remember, you can communicate those things. You can make suggestions in your circles and find a way that works for everyone, because I assure you that is the topic that's probably on everyone's minds, but no one's really comfortable talking about it. So you could be the brave one who brings up this conversation. Another mindset I had to let go of to simplify my life is saying yes right away. Do you oftentimes find yourself in situations of saying yes too fast, too soon? Maybe you're a people pleaser, maybe you just want to make friends, you want to be nice, you want to be included. But the truth is, for me, oftentimes that resulted in feeling regretful. I was either filled with resentment or tried to get out of it even after I promised something already. So now, after many lessons and a growing desire for peace and simplicity, I take my time and I take up my space to give a response that aligns with my values, with my current situation and energy levels. At first I thought it was rude to reply to someone that you will get back to them, but now I see that anyone deserves to take up space to think about how they would want to spend their time. And by not saying yes right away, you start to value your time more and communicate that your time is valuable. So guys, we can together let go of saying yes right away. Dieting. In my teens, I used to emphasize very strongly on a body ideal that I need to reach. Me and my friends used to participate in a diet culture, and I didn't notice it at the time, but it did make me pretty miserable. From constantly policing what I'm eating to shaming myself, it was not fun. I would just constantly feel like a failure, and that would suck the joy out of my days. I have been improving my diet over the past few years into more wholesome foods. However, constantly watching what I'm eating and concentrating on the calories and and how that makes my body look overcomplicates life. And maybe if you're catching yourself constantly engaging in this kind of diet culture, maybe this is something to confront and understand how much value it actually brings to your life. Removing unnecessary restrictions to reach some sort of ideal is something that will definitely simplify your life. Maybe look into your lifestyle and where are you performing just to fit into a certain mold, and how is that actually benefiting you, if at all. Switching off phone notifications. That is something that has been a game changer, and since I turned off my non-essential phone notifications, it has been so peaceful. I feel like I'm always looking for a reason to get distracted. So by having notifications on Instagram, for example, somewhere where nothing is really that urgent, I would just constantly get distracted to check out who liked my picture or who posted what or what message has arrived. It's never even that important, but it would interrupt my flow. It would make me feel like I need to check that out. It would definitely make my day much more chaotic. So instead of letting notifications determine how you spend your time, maybe turn off those notifications and decide when you do want to dedicate some time to indulging in a beautiful ocean of all that information. That way you invite much more control in your life and much more intentionality. One of the most helpful things for my peace I've made in 2023 is to let go of certain friendships that were just not it. In a lot of points in my life I felt very lonely, and that made me develop a mindset that any friendship is a good one and I should just cling on to all of it. And with time I started understanding what friendship actually means to me and what kind of friendships I want to have. And it took me some courage to move away from some dynamics, but it made the biggest difference. I mean it when I say made the biggest difference, because you are who you spend your time with. And by letting go of certain friendships, I found much more freedom to be myself, as well as much more space for the relationships that are important to me. So maybe look into your relationships and if those are nourishing you. My friendship with Laika may not be the healthiest because it's fostered by snacks, but it nourishes me. And her, clearly. Yeah, Laika? Another thing that was great to let go of, and it is overloaded to-do lists. Everything is happening very fast. It feels like we need to work very fast and achieve lots of things in a very short amount of time. And I have been a victim to that mindset for a very long time. And that has contributed to my overwhelm so much. I'm sure you experienced that when you can't catch up with your to-do list ever. It just does not feel good. It just feels like a constant cloud over your head. When I started understanding that it's not sustainable and I don't want to feel like a failure all the time, I started implementing a 3-task rule where I only choose 3 tasks a day that I need to accomplish. So maybe next time you do your to-do list, see what is realistic and maybe stick to the 3-task rule. And you can find a way that works for everyone. Chronic TV watching. That is something I used to do all the time. Relaxing, doing anything, eating. This is a habit that could easily take over because there's so many addicting good TV shows. I know I had a problem because I was just constantly watching TV shows. I couldn't really enjoy eating without it. That was all of my time alone. TV shows can be great, and if you're mindfully putting some time away to watch them, that is, I feel like, a good balance. But if it is taking over your life and you're chronically living in a TV land, that is something I feel like is good to confront because it affects your life much more than you think. Don't be ashamed if that is you, if you're a little stuck with TV shows. That is totally understandable. I just want to give a reminder that this is something that you have a power over and you can confront. Another mindset that I wanted to let go of to simplify my life and just add more joy to it is waiting for the right time. Oftentimes I would wait for the right time to do certain things that I know I wanted to do when I will have more space, when I will have that right opportunity or enough money, and there is a reason to wait for certain things or to prepare for them properly. But what I did not realize is that by waiting for the right time, I was walking a passive path of constant yearning and dissatisfaction. A lot of the time we wait for the right time, but let's be honest, sometimes it's just an excuse. You are in control of creating space for the things you aspire to do. This is something that I realized when adding this practice into my life. I just had to work to make space instead of waiting for it to appear. If you are waiting for something to help you to start on that thing that you wanted, that might be just an excuse. So let's stop waiting for the right time, and once you start on that thing that you wanted, you'll be glad that you did. I know it's tempting to start your morning with picking up your phone, and this is what I used to do all the time. I know that you know, that I know, that you know, that it is not good for you. But only until I heard someone say this have I started to actually pay attention to getting rid of that habit. And it was comparing you waking up in the morning and opening your phone in social media to letting a bunch of people walk into your bedroom, talking around you. Ever since I stopped scrolling my phone in the morning, I felt like I can actually reclaim my morning, have much more peace, and invite information when I'm ready to. As one of my favorite YouTubers, Samurai Matcha, said, that first hour of the morning is time for myself, not for others on social media. So let's stop inviting random people into our bedrooms in the morning. There's not enough hours in a day to do everything. I constantly feel rushed. Maybe that's why I constantly felt overwhelmed and anxious on the regular. Also, when I do try to do things very fast and rush around, I usually end up hurting myself or making a mess. This could be rushing between the tasks, going somewhere, rushing at work, rushing with people around you. I personally started confronting myself when rushing and trying to intentionally slow down. And by doing things slower, I actually get them done properly and ironically faster. I know it's hard not to feel rushed in the modern day world, but by intentionally slowing down, we can help ourselves to create more simplicity, intention, and peace in our lives. As an icon, Phil Dunphy says, slow, smooth, smooth is fast. FOMO. Actively detaching from FOMO has made the biggest difference in my wallet, self-esteem, and personal growth. So by working on detaching from FOMO, you are actually removing so much clutter from your mind, from your environment, as well as invite much more peace of knowing what is important to you. I personally was a big victim of FOMO, and by consciously working on detaching from it, I actually enriched my life so much more. So maybe see where you are experiencing FOMO and how that could be just a superficial desire to self-express yourself through the hype. Another mindset I had to let go of is only concentrating on goals. And that is something I feel like we are all prone to, especially when goals are the things you could kind of show off, and that is the most rewarding. I know it's a cliche to say, don't concentrate on a goal, concentrate on the process, but that is really how you add much more joy and simplicity in your life, and how can you enjoy the daily grind, the daily action. For example, I've been working on my handstands. When I reached the handstand pose, I did not feel much. However, what made me feel the most proud and the most happy is coming back to that practice and how much I actually put time into that, and how much fun I had every time I practiced, and how hard it was when I failed. So this is something that I personally value the most. After learning that important lesson of valuing the process itself, I'm starting to apply it to me working on other goals, and that has been very helpful. I'm learning Chinese right now, and sometimes I feel very demotivated because I'm not where I want to be, that goal of being fluent or that goal of being good at Chinese. However, I remember what is the most important part, what I actually deeply enjoy the most, and it is today's lesson where I'm learning something that I didn't know before, where I'm practicing, where I'm gaining respect for myself for coming back to that practice and enjoying the process, enjoying and learning from the failures. If you find yourself only concentrating on goals just like I was, that is a good mindset to let go of, because that adds much more joy and simplicity to your life. The last habit I recommend you to let go of, because I have experienced immense benefits from letting go of it, and it is overthinking. And I have been very passionate about overthinking majority of my life. However, it turns out you can actually work on that and try to eliminate that. Sometimes it could be even a guilty pleasure to overthink. There's something to nibble on in your mind. However, this is something that impacted me mentally, not in a good way. I became much more anxious and just overall felt like I'm never really present and constantly worried. And this is something that the more you indulge in it, the more it fosters in your minds. So when I started understanding how much overthinking actually affects me and how that stops me from enjoying my life, apparently you can stop overthinking. It is hard, and it is something that requires active effort, but it has simplified my life so much. It has improved my peace so much, and it does not have to take over you, apparently. So I'm glad I started working on overthinking, and even though I still do that time to time, that is something that I can notice, and that is something that I have control over. So if you're a type of person who overthinks a lot, there are ways to work on that habit, and there are ways to let go of that mindset to bring more peace, joy, and simplicity into your life. And it is something you can let go of with the right effort. So yes. So that's it. Those are the things that I personally felt the need to let go of to simplify my life, and I feel like a lot of those could be beneficial for you. It is about making room for what serves you, brings you peace, joy, and growth. So I hope you found something for yourself here to let go of, or maybe that made you question what does not serve you. Let me know in the comments what you think about this video and what you personally let go of before to simplify your life, and what you will be letting go maybe after this video. I'm very curious to discuss that because I feel like there's so many things that we deem necessary, but it's not that complicated. So let's talk in the comments. I'm excited to chat with you there. And thank you so much for joining me for this video and watching all the way till the end. Bye bye guys!